Welcome to the Golden Narrator. You are here because you understand that the world is not always what it seems. Words are merely the surface, the truth lies beneath. In this first chapter, we are going to lay the foundation for understanding dark psychology. Forget the sensationalism you see in movies. Real dark psychology is the quiet, often invisible study of how people influence, manipulate, and control one another. To defend yourself, you must first understand the mechanisms of the game. Before you can read anyone, you must establish a baseline. Imagine entering a meeting room. Most people look for tells or signs of lying immediately. They are wrong. If you don't know how a person acts when they are relaxed and comfortable, you cannot identify when they are stressed or deceptive. Observe the person's posture in a neutral state. Do they lean back? Do they cross their legs? Do they tap their fingers? This is their baseline. Any deviation, a sudden stillness, a twitch, or a shift in posture is your signal. In the world of the Golden Narrator, we don't jump to conclusions. We observe, we calibrate, and then we deduce. Have you ever felt an instant, unexplained rapport with someone? As if you were old friends? Perhaps they were subtly mirroring you. Mirroring is the art of imitating the body language, speech patterns, or energy of the person you are talking to. It builds trust, yes. But in the hands of those who practice dark psychology, it is a tool of influence. When someone mirrors you, they are essentially saying, "I am like you, so you can trust me." But here is the secret: if you suspect someone is trying to manipulate you, try breaking the pattern. Change your posture, cross your arms, or shift your weight. If they follow you instantly, you have just unmasked their intent. They are not listening to your words. They are tracking your movements to stay in control. Why must we learn this? Because the office, the boardroom, and even our social circles are theaters of hidden agendas. When you understand the psychological anchors like mirroring, anchoring, and gaslighting, you stop being a pawn and start becoming the observer. Dark psychology thrives on the unaware. It feeds on the person who is too busy, too stressed, or too distracted to notice the small shifts in the room. But you, as a listener of this channel, are choosing to be different. You are choosing to sharpen your mind. As we move into the next chapter, remember this: awareness is your primary shield. Keep your eyes open, your breath steady, and your mind analytical. In this chapter, we step into the laboratory of the human face. Often, a person's face tells a story that their voice is trying to hide. We call these micro-expressions. Brief, involuntary flashes of emotion that last less than a fraction of a second. You might see a faint twitch in the corner of the mouth when someone mentions a promotion, or a subtle tightening of the eyes when they talk about a deadline. These are not accidents, they are leaks from the subconscious. They are the truth trying to escape a mask of polite social behavior. To spot them, you must stop listening to the words and start watching the space between sentences. Most people watch the eyes or the hands, and that is where the deceiver knows to perform. But here is the secret of the Golden Narrator: always look at the feet. The feet are the most honest part of the body. They are the furthest from the brain, and we are rarely conscious of them. If you are standing in a group and you notice someone's feet pointed away from the conversation, they want to leave, no matter how much they are smiling at you. If their feet are pointed toward the door, their mind is already at the exit. When you learn to track the feet, you stop being fooled by the polite words being spoken at eye level. A common mistake in the study of dark psychology is the obsession with single gestures. A person touching their nose does not always mean they are lying. It might just mean they have an itch. This is why you must master the cluster rule. Never interpret a gesture in isolation. You are looking for a cluster, a sequence of 3 or more signs that align. Does their posture close up, the arms? Does their eye contact flicker, the gaze, and are their feet pointing away, the motion? When these clusters appear together, the probability of hidden intent or discomfort rises significantly. Do not be a detective of isolated incidents, be a pattern recognizer. As you practice this, remember, the goal isn't to become paranoid. The goal is to gain clarity. You are peeling back the layers of the social game. You are no longer just a participant, you are the observer of the human drama. Now that you understand how to watch the feet and look for clusters, we must address the most critical skill: how to protect your own psyche from being read. That is exactly what we will tackle in our final chapter. You've learned to read the micro-expressions and the feet of those around you. But what about you? In a world filled with psychological games, your greatest strength is not just reading others, it is remaining unreadable yourself. We call this the Stoic stance. It is not about being cold or emotionless, it is about intentionality. When you are in a high-pressure office environment or a challenging negotiation, people are subconsciously looking for your baseline to exploit it. They want to see you fidget, look away, or tighten your posture. By intentionally controlling your breath and keeping your movements minimal, you become a blank canvas. You force others to reveal themselves because you have refused to reveal anything of your own. Have you ever felt someone pressuring you to say yes too quickly? That is a classic tactic of dark psychology, creating artificial urgency. Here is how you reclaim your power: the pause. When you feel that pressure, do not respond immediately. Take a slow, deliberate breath. Look at the person, offer a neutral expression, and wait for 5 full seconds before speaking. This silence is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. It breaks the rhythm of their influence and forces them to fill the void, often revealing their true intentions in the process. Silence is not weakness, it is the ultimate position of control. As you master these techniques, you face a test of character. Remember, knowing how to read people is a gift, but using that knowledge to manipulate others is a trap that will eventually capture you. The true golden narrator uses this wisdom to build bridges, to communicate with absolute clarity, and to protect the peace of their own mind. Never lose your empathy in the pursuit of psychology. Understand the games people play so you can step around them, not so you can join them in the mud. True mastery is having the ability to manipulate, but choosing, every single day, to be transparent and honorable. We have journeyed from the basics of the baseline to the invisible signals of the feet, and finally, to the fortress of your own mind. You are no longer just an observer, you are a master of the silent language. But remember, knowledge without practice is merely information. Take these lessons into your workspace tomorrow. Observe without judging. Listen without reacting. Protect your space and hold your ground.